Hi, seventh graders. It's Mrs. Allen again, and we're going to talk about our third day of talking about states of matter. But today you're going to get to go do the simulation. There's a link in Google Classroom, and it'll take you to this page, and you're going to click on states right over here, and you're going to see something that looks like this. There's a lot of different aspects of this page that you can change, so I'm just going to show you how to do that. So first of all, up here is where you can change your temperature reading. So it starts out in kelvins, which we haven't talked about that much. So we're going to switch it to Celsius. You can also change the kind of atoms that you're going to be working with. So it's going to ask you to start with water. So you're going to change it to water right over here. And then you can play around with whether you want it to be a solid or a liquid or a gas. And you're going to see what happens to that temperature, to those molecules when you're changing between the different phases. So first you're going to start with a solid of water, and it's going to ask you to either add heat or remove heat from this system. So when we're adding heat, that means we are adding energy, because heat is a kind of energy called thermal energy. And when you add energy to something, it's going to change how those particles react. So the way you can add heat is by this little lever down here. You can hold it up, and you'll see that as I heat it up, the temperature is changing and the way that the molecules are reacting is changing. And then I can let it go and it'll stay at that temperature. And then if I want to cool it down, I'm just going to hold this part down, and it brings up some ice. And then you're going to see the temperature start dropping, and also the molecules start acting in a different way. And that's all because I'm either adding energy or taking energy away from the system. Then it's going to ask you to switch to a different kind of molecule, and you're going to be able to choose. You can choose neon. There were several of you who did your projects on that. You can choose argon. You can choose pure oxygen. And you're going to observe what those things look like and see what temperature they're at. So for neon to be a solid, you can see what the temperature is. It's different than for oxygen to be a solid or for water to be a solid. Those phase changes all take place at different temperatures depending on what molecules you're using. As you remember from that periodic table, when I was changing the temperature, and some of them would turn into liquids and then some of them would turn into gases, that didn't all happen at the same time for every molecule. Every molecule has its own properties, and so it's going to change its state or its phase at different temperatures. And remember that temperature is just a type of energy called thermal energy. Okay, then you're going to go to this worksheet, and it looks like this. And it's going to tell you how to change the settings, ask you some questions, and ask you to play around with another molecule besides water to see that you understand what's happening. All right, have fun with this, and I will see you again next time.